Alright, so today let's talk about free speech in Japan and why it's a problem. Hey, what's up everyone, Canadajin here, and please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this every single week. Okay, so free speech in Japan. Now, what if I told you that you could go to jail for an entire year just for insulting someone? Or you would have to pay 350,000 yen, which is like $3,500 just for insulting someone online. What would your reaction be to this? Would you think that this is a step in the right direction, and because in today's social media world, we need regulations like this to ensure that bullying doesn't happen? Or do you think that it's a government overreach suppressing the freedom of speech and suppressing people's voices to be heard? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, on May 23rd of 2020, a famous wrestler, Hana Kimura, who was featured on the Netflix show Terrace House, unfortunately committed suicide. Now, the news coverage of this incident said that she received hundreds of hateful and vitriol messages online in the comment section. And in the end, two people were forced to pay a penalty of 9,000 yen because of their online insults. Now, a lot of people said that this punishment wasn't enough, that 9,000 yen, it was basically a slap on the wrist, and that they should deserve, and that they do deserve, harsher punishment. Now, because of this incident, Japan has kind of re-evaluated that initial legislation, and now you can be charged up to 350,000 yen or 1 year in prison for making hurtful or insulting comments. Now, while I think this legislation started with good intentions, critics of this new reinforced legislation have stated that they're worried about the suppression of freedom of speech, of not being able to criticize government bodies or other people who they don't agree with. Also, who decides what is considered an insult? Do I get to decide? Does the person who feels insulted get to decide? Does the government decide? And more specifically, what exactly constitutes an insult? Is me saying that I think the government is a big poo-poo head in the way that they handled COVID, would that be considered an insult? And should I be forced to pay either 350,000 yen or go to jail for that? And really, the government has a lot of power here in the way that they worded this legislation, because they didn't specifically define the parameters of what is considered an insult. It's basically a blanket term for them to, on a whim, decide whether your speech is hateful or not. Now, I personally believe that the government shouldn't have that much control, because it's a slippery slope to where our thoughts and our own opinions could be censored for simply disagreeing. For example, should that one kid on Fortnite who called their other members slow or dumb or stupid, should that person spend a year in jail just for that? Or should someone simply disagreeing with the government and calling some of their actions idiotic, should that warrant 350,000 yen fine? Now, I'm not saying that insulting words or messages shouldn't have consequences, because they absolutely should. However, I believe that the government shouldn't have the right to decide those consequences, and instead it should be decided by the people. So will this new regulation be the right step towards creating a utopia where people are kinder, nicer, and more caring? Or will it be a step where we reach a point where we won't be able to say anything at all? Let me know in the comment section down below. And finally, If you're wanting to express yourself in Japanese, then make sure you check out my free Japanese cheat sheet. I'll leave a link to that in the description box down below. And until next time, everyone, stay waku waku. So if you're interested in more topics like this one, then make sure you check out my video where I interviewed Pastor Victor from the Potter's House Church to talk about Christianity in Japan and what it means for the Japanese people.